the last time you engaged in activity and time just seemed to melt away? I bet you felt good and you got a lot of stuff done. Stay tuned to this show because I'm going to show you how to purposefully get into your creative flow so that you can create the things you need to do. Get your stuff done, move forward, and let time just melt away. If you haven't yet, go ahead and subscribe so that I know you're here. Welcome. I am happy to have you here. And if this is your first time, my name is TammyRenee, and I am building a bridge from spiritual connection to scientific driven. That middleman, that gray area, we stepping into the gray. We're learning how to connect with our spirit, our soul, and following scientific proof. I share a different perspective coming from my personal experience and the things that I have learned. Hopefully, what I give to you, someone can take this information and start creating the life that they desire, transforming their environment, giving you the tools that you hold inside of you. Come on, let's go meet in the middle. Let's get in the gray. Come on, let's go. Set your mind, prep your area, raise your energy. Are you there? It's not time to get in your flow yet. We need to stay aware of the things that are around us. When we get in our flow, you actually block everything around you out. The difference between staying focused and being in your flow, though, there's one difference. There's only one difference. The difference is when you're focused, you may have to do that work even though you don't have the desire to do it, but you have to get it done. You're almost forcing yourself to complete the task. You are forcing your focus, and you are going to be drained when you're done. When you get into your creative flow to tackle a task, you are upbeat, you are happy, you are just full of joy, and you're enjoying every moment. So, the difference between focusing and getting in your creative flow is how you feel. Only how you feel. So I prefer to get into a creative flow when I have to work. I like to get in my creative flow when I'm working because it's just so much more enjoyable. The first thing that you need to do when you get into your creative flow is to make an emotional connection with it. Connect with it emotionally. Raise your vibration, raise your energy. Bring anything that makes you feel uplifted, happy, joyful, all the good feelings. Make that an emotional connection with what it is that you are trying to accomplish during the time. Remember that is during the time when you are in your flow. Not whatever project you're working on, what the end product is, because there may be multiple times that you have to get in your flow, but you're going to focus directly on the time that you are going to get into your flow. What would that end product be? That is what that alone will help raise your vibration because that is a decision you are making. That is not expectations from anyone else. That is your own expectations. So knowing what that look like, visualize it. I do a lot of visualization. That's my jam right there. So visualize it. Visualize what you want your end product for the time spent in your flow on the particular project that you are working on, and that will help you raise your vibration. Creative flow. Sorry about that. Creative flow can be tapped in many, many ways. Artists like to tap into their creative flow so they can create masterpieces, abstract pieces. They just get in the zone and they start working without thinking. So, artists tap into creative flow. Athletes tap into creative flow too. They tap in it because they have a different motive. Their motive is to be champions, be the best, be on top of the world, and that allows them to get into their creative flow. You can even get into your creative flow at a mundane job. Did you know that? You can get into your creative flow in a mundane job. Actually, I will tell you how I used to do it when I used to work manufacturing. Yes, I worked manufacturing in warehouse. I did all that. So one thing I did, you know the assembly lines? So you have the assembly lines, and let's just go with four people on an assembly line. You have the person at the beginning, and you have the person at the end, and two people in the middle. So what I did to make work enjoyable, I wanted to be enjoyable. That is not an enjoyable job. We can all agree on that, right? But you can make it enjoyable and apply this to any job that you do. Challenge yourself. Challenging yourself is a key component of creative flow. Whatever you're going to do, there has to be a level of challenges. Otherwise, it becomes mundane. It becomes boring. That's not fun. But by having enough challenges, and when you set your challenges, make sure you set your challenges so that they're obtainable. You don't want some big old challenge that it's going to take you a long time to accomplish. Think about the time that you're going to spend in your creative flow. So, at work, when I worked in these factories and manufacturer jobs, how I made it, how I would get in my creative flow while I'm at work is I would challenge myself on the amount of pieces, the pieces that come down the assembly line. I would challenge myself on how many I could do. And I raised my challenge every day. I tried to do more than I did yesterday. I tried to do more than I did the week before. And but the kicker to that is because I challenged myself, I would, work really hard, but I would be in a flow. So time would go by fast. Time would fly by. I never was in a bad mood. I always kept it upbeat. But what it did for me is they would either put me at the beginning of the line or at the end of the line. I never got stuck in the middle. I was either the leader or I was wrapping it up, okay? And that was challenging and fun for me because if they had someone really fast at the beginning, I could keep up. But if we had people who or I will be at the beginning challenging everyone else. So that was pretty fun and exciting. So remember, a key component is to make sure that you have a challenging aspect to whatever it is you're going to spend that time in your creative flow. Another aspect in being in your creative flow that will make it a successful, I don't know what you want to call it. I don't know what you want to call it. But another thing that you can do to make your connection with creative flow or state flow or flow state or vibration, whichever word you like to use, that time you spent when time just disappears and you get a lot of stuff accomplished and you're super focused. That time right there. Another thing you can do is prep your area. Make sure that you prep your area. You might need to go for a walk to kind of relax and let everything else go so that you can have a fresh perspective, so that you can have a fresh thoughts, clear your mind basically of anything else that has happened during that day. So you can go for a walk, you can sit and just relax for a minute with candle lights, music. I actually like a high vibration, so I dance around. I get my music on and I start dancing. Oh my God, I love to dance. I just start dancing. Another thing, think about the process. So there's little what they call triggers. And these triggers, when you set these triggers and you do them on a daily basis, every time you want to get into your creative flow, they will start triggering that energy for you and it will become effortless. Effortless. Once I get in my creative flow and it's so effortlessly flowing, you want to make sure that all distractions are taken away. Because once you get if you get pulled out of your creative flow, it will take approximately 25 minutes, if you're lucky, to get back into your creative flow. So you want to make sure your phone is off. Go in a room where you're silent. Go outside where you can just listen to nature. Um, Close the door. Let everyone know that you are going to be working and you need to focus. They don't need to know you having fun doing it. So, go in a room quiet by yourself. So clear all of your distractions, because again, it will take about 25 minutes to get back into your creative flow. Now, initially, getting into your creative flow don't take that long. Especially the more you do it, the faster it will happen. So initially, when you're getting in your creative flow, and you can use this time to prep your area, because by prepping your area, you're starting to initiate that energy. You're starting to hype yourself up what you're about to start doing. So when you want to, well, where was my mind at there? Oh my God, I'm not in my creative flow. Actually, I might be in my creative flow. So that's why it's probably hard to focus. Focus on what I'm thinking. See, again, that's the difference. When you're focused in your creative flow, you're not thinking, you're just flowing the information. When I have to present, I have to think more. So I have to kind of bounce back and forth for me. But again, it takes about 15, I would say 15 tops 25 minutes when you're trying to get into your creative flow. But a good practice is to use your prep time as part of your creative flow. Getting into your creative flow, I'm sorry. Use your prep time to start the initiation of getting into your creative flow. There's another aspect of being in your creative flow that is very, 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 very powerful, and that is to know your clock of your body. Know how your energy works. Know when you are full of energy, and know when your energy level is low. If you try to go in your creative flow when your energy is high naturally, and that could be at 4 o'clock in the morning, that could be at noon. Everybody is different, but if when your biological clock is high vibrating, and you decide to get into your creative flow, you use that time to get into your creative flow. Oh my God, it works like magic. It is like butter. It just slides right on into your vibration. So that is a bonus, because not everybody knows. And sometimes, we're not able to do that. But working around that, it will work like magic for you. Vice versa, forcing yourself to get into your creative flow will be a little bit more difficult. Now, once you have a lot of experience, I will say, and you're able to just get into your creative flow on your own at any time, it probably really doesn't matter what time, even though you still may get more done at a high peak energy time. But trying to get in your creative flow when your energy is low will take a lot more work. It will take you to focus first. Remember we talked about the difference between focuses and creative flow. So it will take you to focus first, and once you get that focus in, start bringing in the energy of emotional connection, the feelings, the joy, the fun, and then you will switch from focus to creative flow. And I use the word creative flow throughout this because that's what I do. I'm a creator, so I'm used to that word, but some people just use flow state. Some people use the word zone. Some people, those are only 3 terms, or high vibrating, focusing. So those are the terms that people use. So I use creative flow just to be aware that creative flow is not different than getting into your flow state. Getting into your flow state don't always mean that you have to be creative, but I use creative flow because I always get creative. So again, to get into your creative flow takes these 3 steps. You want to set your mind, set your expectations of what is going to happen during the time you are going to use for your flow state, for your creative flow. And then you want to prep your area. You want to put in those triggers, make sure you got water, make sure you got drink, paper, pencil, pen, whatever you need to be successful while you're in your creative flow. And then with that, you want to raise your energy, raise your vibration. So as you going into your creative flow, it will continue to raise. And next thing you know, 5 hours would have passed and you would be like, oh my God, where did time go? Oh my God, look what all I got done. Oh my God, I'm so happy with this. Wow, look at this. So raising your vibration will be a gradual raise, but raise your vibrations. So again, you want to set, prep, and raise. If you don't mind, share with me in the comments some of the things that you do to help you get into your creative flow. Not only will I see those and I may pick up tips from you, but other people will see those too and it may help them. So leave me a comment about what you do to raise your flow. If you haven't already seen them, I started making these audio visual videos with music and sight to help people to get into their creative flow. Again, I use music. I love music. And then this has also an element of visual in case you need to think outside of the box, get creative, need ideas. I'll be making different types, but I did release the first one. Check out the playlist audio visual flow videos, vibration, and let me know in the comments on that one, how do you like that? I will continue to produce those if they're popular. Thank you for spending this time with me. So now it's time for you to go ahead, get into your flow. Go ahead, hit that subscription button, and don't forget to turn on that notification so you don't miss a moment to what? Get closer to who you are. And you can follow me on IG at TammyRenee _transformation, where I share motivation and inspiration.